Now, 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning. It is Election Day in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The campaigning and the debating is finished. It's now up to you and the rest of the folks around the state to decide who will be going to Frankfort. But much more on today's election just ahead.
A case surrounding a quarry in Clark County is headed back to court. We've got the details coming up.
And dozens of inmates in Kentucky will soon be released due to a change of sentencing guidelines. We'll explain that on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, November 3rd. That means it's Election Day in Kentucky. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith, and it sounds like our weather is going to hold up pretty nice.
Sounds delightful, really. As the day goes along, we should have sunshine and a nice, warm situation out there. Let's check in meteorologist Micah Harris. He's in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, and we're going to look pretty good today. I mean, if you're going out this morning, it's on the cool side of things, but by the afternoon, we're anywhere from 70 to 75 degrees. Very nice day in store. Here's your look across our current temperature map, and we're 50 degrees Somerset, 46 in Richmond. See Lexington coming in the mid-40s, and Frankfort, the capital city, will be busy today, 44 degrees. Today, 72 by the afternoon. Really good looking day in store. We'll have just a mixture of sun and clouds, no rain chance. Abnormally warm temperatures here for November. I'll show you how warm we get. It even gets warmer than today, which is 72. I'll show you that in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Well, after months of campaigning, it is finally here, Election Day.
And folks around the Bluegrass State will be heading to the polls throughout the day. They'll be voting for some of Kentucky's next government officials, those statewide offices in Frankfort. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us now, live from Henry Clay High School, where a lot of polls will soon be opening there. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Bill, and that's right. Things will really start heating up in about an hour when the polls open here at Henry Clay High School. Now, right now it is still quiet as we are still waiting for many of those poll workers to prepare to open these doors at 6 o'clock this morning. Now, voters today will be deciding a number of important elections. Just to name a few, the races for Attorney General, Secretary of State, and Governor are all on today's ballot. The race for governor started about 2 years ago, as you may remember, when the GOP candidates were battling it out in the primaries. Several national newspapers called the race the ugliest in the country. Well, today there are 3 names on the ballot: Independent Drew Curtis and the 2 frontrunners, Republican Matt Bevin and Democrat Jack Conway. The major party candidates made a whirlwind of last-minute campaign stops across the state yesterday. Conway and Bevin are separated by just 5 points in the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll, and they could not be more different on their positions on health insurance and early childhood education. While they both took some major shots at their opponents yesterday, they also urged voters to show up at the polls today. Now, this is a very important election that will really determine the course of Kentucky for the next 4 years. Now, again, if you are coming out here today, you will need some forms of identification, so don't forget those. Anything that has your name on it, like a credit card, your social security card, even a driver's license, that can serve as your form of identification. Now, if you're not an early riser, that's okay. Polls will close tonight at 6. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, and the word is it gets busy at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day and around lunchtime. So if you want a quieter time to go to the polls, maybe the in-between is the best.
10 or 2.
That's the word. 5:03 this morning. Dozens of prisoners in Kentucky will be going free thanks to amendments to sentencing guidelines.
But only prisoners who ended up in jail because of non-violent drug offenses are eligible. WKYT's Mike Byer is joining us from the live desk with a breakdown of numbers.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Thousands of inmates are getting out of prison because of a change in the way the U.S. government sentences drug criminals. The decision to change sentencing guidelines was made last year, but the release of any inmates was delayed until today. About 6,100 prisoners will be released all throughout the U.S. Dozens alone will be from the state of Kentucky. This comes after the U.S. Sentencing Commission decided to cut suggested prison terms for those who commit drug trafficking crimes and apply those changes retroactively for people who are already incarcerated. Authorities say they will be watching these prisoners for a specific amount of time and have been preparing for more than a year. The inmates being released served an average of 9 years in prison. Ones who were eligible had to apply for early release and have a judge review the case. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. New this morning, a group has filed an appeal against a judge's decision in a case surrounding an underground quarry in Clark County. In September, a judge upheld the Clark County government's approval of a 2014 rezoning that would allow the limestone quarry. Now, the Southwest Clark Neighborhood Association has filed to appeal the judge's decision. This is according to the Winchester Sun. The case will now head to the Kentucky Court of Appeals.
The drivers involved in a deadly Pulaski County wreck are now recovering. According to the Commonwealth Journal, Benjamin Foster and Donna Butt, both of Somerset, are doing better. Foster's in fair condition while Butt is in good condition. The crash happened Thursday morning on West Kentucky 80. A passenger in Foster's truck, 29-year-old Stephanie Roach, was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Jessamine County families mourning the loss of a loved one this morning after he was killed in a Laurel County crash. That crash happened on I-75 around 9:30 last night. Police say 46-year-old Pavel Zerko was driving a semi when a car rear-ended his truck. After being hit, police say Zerko got out of his semi and was then hit by another car as he stood on the side of the road. The Laurel County coroner says Zerko was pronounced dead at the hospital. His children say their father's death is devastating.
My younger brother calls me and he tells me that Dad got in a car accident. As soon as I pulled up, everyone was crying, so I didn't even have to ask for what actually happened.
Zerko's son says his father was the only provider for the family. Only 19, he says he will now focus on providing for his family when he's finished grieving.
This morning, we now know more about what led to the murder of a Taylor County woman. Police say Dwayne Gribbins strangled his wife Christina before leaving her body in a culvert near Campbellsville. Investigators found her body Friday morning, but they still are not sure when she was killed. Family members reported her missing on Thursday. Police have charged Dwayne Gribbins with murder. Neighbors tell us the couple had been separated for about a year. According to court documents, Christina Gribbins had filed an emergency protective order against Dwayne back in 1996, but it was later dismissed.
A federal appeals court has ruled that a nuisance case against a liquor giant Jago can move forward. Jago, America's Supply, distills and ages whiskey at warehouses in Louisville. According to court documents, their process produces tons of ethanol emissions. Nearby residents have filed a lawsuit claiming that the emissions are a nuisance because they cause a black fungus to form on properties. Yesterday, the 6th U.S. District Court of Appeals heard the case and rejected that company's argument that the nuisance claims were preempted by the Federal Clean Air Act. The case will now go back to the district court for further proceedings.
The time is 5:07 on WKYT this morning. It's good to have you along with us. After leaving his mark in horse racing history over the last weekend, Triple Crown winner American Pharoah is getting settled into his new home this morning. Yesterday, the prized horse received a police escort from Keeneland to Ashford Stud in Woodford County. American Pharoah officially retired from racing after winning the Breeders' Cup Classic on Saturday. Over the next few weeks, he will receive some well-deserved rest before fans will begin to be able to come see him.
We want to let him settle into life here at Ashford Stud first, so we're not going to begin our tours until probably the beginning or middle of December for our tourists.
Ashford Stud officials say that American Pharoah is expected to begin his new stud career in February. Said to be a very friendly horse as well, so a lot of folks will enjoy getting a chance to see him.
Well-deserved rest for him.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it is that time of year again, basketball season back in the Bluegrass.
That's right. The UK men's basketball team hit the court for their first exhibition game last night in Rupp Arena. The #2 Wildcats took on the Ottawa Braves. The game itself wasn't much of a contest as UK won with ease, 117-58. Coming up in sports, we got much more from last night's game, and we'll break down the Wildcats' decisive victory.
All right, looking good there, the Cats early on. Coming up on 5:09 and WKYT this morning on Election Day is just getting started.
Coming up, nearly 100 years old, a Michigan woman has seen and done a lot of things in her life, but finishing school wasn't one of them. When we come back, we'll show you how her community decided to honor her with a special surprise.
It just shows you it's never too late, right? Outside right now, we're looking at temperatures a little bit chilly this morning, but you know what? As we hit the afternoon, look at that, unusually warm. Yeah, I'll show you that and those numbers coming up next.